Hey, I'm Pastor McNeil from Wilmington, Delaware. Listen, man, I'm so excited to be with the Father's Coach, my main man, Mr. Kelly Ball. I'm so excited. He got so much inspiration and so much insight when it comes to mentorship and developing, man. And I count it a privilege and an honor. I know I'm a guest. I'm coming to learn too. I'm so appreciative. Don't miss this. It's going to be powerful.
Welcome to the Father's Coach Podcast. My name is Kevin L. Kelly, the host of the Father's Coach Podcast. We here at the Father's Coach Podcast, what we do here, we reform the image of fatherhood in our culture. Today, we have an awesome show for you. We're going to talk about my mind, my finances, and my father. My mind equals the capacity. My finances means my economy. My father means the prototype, the foundation, who we are, where we learn from. So we're going to talk about that right now. But I want to read some statistics first. So this gets get us in the vein and the realm where we need to be. 60% of fathers reportedly actively teaching their children about financial concepts, according to a study by T. Rowe Price Foundation. Now, 53% of fathers said they start teaching their children about money when they're between the ages of 5 and 10. That's a lot, 53% of children. Wow. Now, a study by Junior Achievement says that 62% of dads discuss financial matters such as allowances, savings, budgeting with their children. Now, I think this money, this finances, this foundation, this right here is a pillar for 2025. And I think my guest that we have coming in, I'm going to introduce him in a second, but my guest right here, we're going to kill it, we're going to hit it, and we're going to lay a foundation for all to see. We'll be right back. 3, 2, 1. I would like to welcome my beautiful guest here, Pastor Shannon D. McNeil. I'm going to read his bio real quick. I got to read this bio. This is good. These people need to know who we have here sitting in front of them. So, Pastor Shannon D. McNeil is a dynamic forward thinker who was determined to become a driving force within the body of Christ. He is a native Delawarean. Pastor Shannon Neal was raised in the inner city of Wilmington, Delaware, where he was introduced to ruinous recreation at the tender age of 13, which ultimately landed him his first drug rehabilitation center at age 17. But in 1993, he gave his life to Christ, forever turning away from drugs and alcohol with his newfound lifestyle, and came solace in the sanctuary and a long, strong desire to live according to God's will for his life. Wow. We're going to talk about the hit squad too, but I'm going to skip over there real quick. Pastor Shannon currently holds an associate degree in theology and a BA in religious education from Andersonville Seminary. He is presently pursuing a master's degree in divinity and intends on studying his way out of every situation that presents itself. Wow. An informed man. Oh my God. We're sitting here with an informed man. Pastor Shannon has dedicated his entire life to promoting a victorious lifestyle through servitude and faith in Christ. He is the husband of one wife, Lady Shanika McNeil, a father of 3, Asia, Emmanuel, and Shekinah, a giver, a provider, a humanitarian, philanthropist, friend, leader, son, and most importantly, chosen for this dispensation. And he is my friend, and he's our guest at the Father's Coach Podcast. Thank you for coming.
Oh, man, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm super excited.
I'm excited.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited. And before we get into the history, before we get into all that,
yes, sir.
I really want to talk about, what's been stirring in my heart is in my mind.
Yes.
My mind, my finances, and my father. Wow. So I wanted to narrow this thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because I know you really hit finances.
Yes, sir.
You travel up and down.
Yes.
Delaware. I'm not sure the whole East Coast, but I know Delaware.
Yes, sir.
I see you popping here and there.
Yes,
you do your sessions. I want to talk about that too.
Yes, sir.
But when we talk about the mind, we talk about capacity.
Yes.
Capacity. I know all of us we always want the $1 million prophecy or the $1 million dream, the $1 million passion, but we don't have capacity to hold it, right?
Yes, sir.
But then the finances. We think about finances. finances just in savings, just that kind of thing. But you need to have the capacity for finances.
Yes, sir.
Our economy.
Yes, sir.
And I want to talk about the economy piece, for fathers. And of course, the prototype.
Yes.
The Father's our Father. Our Father up in heaven.
Yes.
Our fathers, our mentors.
Yes.
And so I'm just going to lob the ball out to you right now.
Yes, sir.
And just start talking about the mind. How do we prepare men and fathers? Mm-hmm. Because here at the Father's Coach podcast, we want to reform the image of fatherhood. So one area that we need to reform us, we all need to be reformed and transformed over and over again, is the mind.
Yes.
So can you give us something on the mind?
I think that's powerful, and so grateful that you allowed me to be a part. I'm so excited. The mind is such a huge part to play in. And I like the scripture in Proverbs. It says, as a man thinketh, so is he. Now look what it says, as he think, not what he think.
As he thinks.
Most of the time we have reactional thinking. We don't have a system that we have programmed ourselves to think, especially within African American culture, because it's been so inundated with poverty. And when you're inundated with poverty, there's a lot of emotions around. Yes. So we have been really developed in a thermostat environment, meaning that whatever the temperature is in the house, we take on it. So if they're angry, we angry. They are happy, we happy. So we don't really know about thermostats. We only know about thermometers. Okay. So we have really never been taught how to process a thought or how to think. We react. So when we start talking about the mind is like a big computer, but it takes a program. It's what you put in it. When you give a mind something to think about, it's going to keep on regurgitating that particular thought, and then it's going to produce it.
So how do we reprogram?
You reprogram by the words that you say, because pictures are words. Okay. So if I say dog, D-O-G, you don't just see D-O-G, you see a dog. You might see a pit bull, you might see a German shepherd. But when I say words, you have pictures. So if you and I are going to start reprogramming our mindset, it's by the words that we say.
The words that I say.
Correct.
So I have to choose new words.
You have to choose new words. Okay. You're going to also have to, deliberately, intentionally speak the words you want to see, because words are seeds.
So in your life, I know you have an awesome journey. Now, how were you able to change your mind? What were some of the steps?
Yeah, and narrow it down from street life to Christ life.
Street life to Christ life, and of course, and finances too, and multiple streams of income and houses and all that. Yeah, but let's just start with street life to life with Christ.
Street life. I got involved with the street life when I was 13. Okay, I started hustling when I was 13. I went to my first rehab when I was 17. Picked up a charge in and out of jail. By the time I was 20 years old, I was already a habitual criminal. I just prayed that I didn't want to spend my whole life in jail. So I didn't ask God to take me out. I just asked him for about, I was supposed to do 25 years. I asked him to just give me 10. I didn't see anything out. I was raised in the street, so I only had two options, death in jail. So I didn't think anything above that, but I prayed, and the Lord threw those charges away from me. I knew no one could do that but God, because I've been being locked up since I was 13.
So he gave you 10 years?
Nah, all my charges, they kicked them out. They kicked them out.
So God heard you.
He heard and I know no one done that but God. So, and I told him if he did that, I would serve him. And it's been 30 years.
So you knew about God during that time?
I knew about my grandmom's God. I knew she would pray for me, but I didn't know God for myself. And that's when I would pray, I would say my grandmom's God, but my grandmom's God became my God.
It's awesome. And thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. Ask my question. I have another question concerning that, but I want to interject this.
Yes.
I want to interject it. So this right here, this podcast right here, and this is a microphone. I really cherish this microphone, and I think it's a heavy weight. Yes. So because it's a heavy weight, I have to make sure that I'm honoring God. I'm honoring myself and my call to even have this platform.
Yes, sir.
To even have this platform, to even share, to even bring precious jewels like yourself to come and spit, to come and share, to come and help change the mind of the fathers. So you changed. So you was able to change your mind. God, you changed your mind. You was hitting something. So you saw something you saw 25 years. That changed your mind?
Yeah, it's a lot of things. Let's take it, if you will, we take a scripture in Romans 12:1. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, to present your body a living sacrifice. My objectivity is to present myself. It was a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice to leave the streets. It's a sacrifice to do that. But the transformation comes by God.
Yes.
Okay, so you got to be understanding. I don't transform myself. I present myself. So the presentation, if a brother's on the street, is to present yourself before God. If you're a man, present yourself before God. But the hard works come in the presentation. See, God knows that you're not even ready for transformation until you get ready for presentation. You understand? So a lot of time people are not changing because you ain't present yourself. I gave up so much in the presentation.
Yes.
After presentation, there's a transformation. Some people don't even qualify for transformation because you ain't even done the presentation first. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So God knows you serious because you presented sacrifice first. That sacrifice comes from me.
And that humility just stood up like, here, this is who I am. All my mistakes, all my vulnerabilities, all my insecurities, and here I am.
I think people too, they take too much on in change. Change takes place in increments and segments. You're trying to make the whole man, and you got to work where the grace is at that particular time. And I know I don't want to jump off.
It's okay, let's go.
Even when I got married young. And I told my wife, I said, I'm not what you need right now. This is what I can do. I can come home every night and I promise you I ain't going to cheat. Other things you asking for me right now, I can't do that right now. I can do two things. I can come home every night and I can't cheat. I won't cheat on you. That's all I can do. Right? I had to work where the grace was and the capabilities and the functionality was. I wasn't ready to be that provider that she needed. I wasn't really that communicator that she needed. I couldn't do none of those things yet.
And that was truthful.
But I knew where I was. But most men don't know.
And you communicated that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Most men don't know because what they're trying to do is mimic or model someone else's process that they evolved into. I wasn't there yet.
Wow,
I wasn't there yet. And so as a man, you got to know where you are and where you start. And your start might not be my start. But it don't mean I'm a failure.
Exactly. I love that. So that's the mind.
Yes, sir.
That's the mind with words.
It's going to start with this, a program.
Wow. So what about my money?
You know what? I'm gonna be very honest with you. That was because I came from the street. Money was a trigger for me, and so the church is really not clear. Does God hate money? Does He not hate money? Do you do this or do you don't do this? So we don't really even have a philosophy of what we call money. And so to me, when I start dealing with money, I deal with currency, and before I deal with tangible money, there's other things that's gonna come first called knowledge. Knowledge is money. It's currency.
Okay.
Then after I have knowledge, I have understanding. It's currency. Okay. The last part is wisdom because that's application. Because now I know what to do. You understand? So money looks for a master, not a servant. Right? So a lot of cats, they can't, I'm sorry, city cats, you got me talking.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
No, we good.
Yeah. A lot of people,
we're men here.
Yeah. A lot of people are trying to go get a bag, right? And not knowing they are the bag. You understand? So the greatest currency that I start with information. Once I get the information right, it turns into understanding. Once I get the understanding, now it's wisdom. Now I know where to go get it at, right? And this is what people got to understand about money. Find out what comes easy. That's where your wealth is.
Okay, give me an example.
Meaning that two things happen for me easy. Buying property and helping people.
Okay.
Those two things right there come easy. It don't come with work. It don't come with great effort. It come with simply imagination. Yes. Right? So we're trying to make money this hard movement, this hard grind. That's not true. Right? That's why I also came away from the thought. I used to always say, I'm hustling. No, hustling is when you put your hands on something. Business when you make a decision. I do business. I'm not hustling. You understand what I'm saying? And so you got to understand most of the time your money is the thing that come to you so easily, and because it's so easily you look away from it because you expect it to be hard and difficult.
I love this. I want to stop you. But when you said decision, I was thinking about just playing around with the word decision. You means you're cutting something away. You're making a decision. You're cutting something away. That means you're saying yes to something. And then you're saying no to the others. No to the distraction.
Yes, sir.
No to everything else.
Yes, sir.
So hustlers is doing everything. Yes,
Yes, sir. They
yes,
got their hand on everything.
My man Lenny, I got plenty.
Yeah.
So I got this watch. About his watch.
Yeah.
Got this bracelet. About his bracelet type of thing.
Yeah.
But when you start establish yourself as a man,
correct,
and then you become a husband and become a father, when you want to be established in the earth, established in your home, established in your authority, and all that kind of stuff, you need the business.
Correct.
You need the business.
And I think what helps me with the Lord is that before there's money, there's meaning. You understand? So I don't get my wealth or my thought or who I am from money. It's meaning. When I understand my meaning, God will send his money. Yeah. Because I'm supposed to be two things. I'm supposed to be salt and I'm supposed to be light. Salt is character. Light is a demonstration. I like that. And so a lot of times we don't, as believers, we don't have an economic philosophy because either you said, the love of money is the root of all evil. I understand that. Well, I'm not supposed to love money, but I got to respect it. Yeah. Right? I don't love electricity, but I got to respect it.
Right. You got to make it an idol.
Come on, that's what I got to do for it. You understand? Right. And what happened is what we don't fail to realize, let's go back to the prayer of Jabez. And he says, bless me indeed. See, we think blessings is wearing. God blesses the deed. He blesses to move. The blessings are not cars and things and all like that. Those are byproduct. Exactly. So when I ask God to bless me, I'm asking him to bless me indeed. Bless me to work. Bless me in my purpose. I always say this, the blessing means the ability to be endued with success without failure. The ability to be endued with success without failure. When God calls you and I to do something, I can't fail at it. No. That's why you should never pursue anything in life till you become fail-proof. Yeah. That's the mindset, right? It normally takes me 6 months to really get stable in the thought, meaning that you can't shake me from it. Right. It takes around 6 months. So I get a plan, I get a vision, and in 6 months, I'm unstoppable. I'm unbeatable with it. Once I get it, wow. Most people, this is what I see with most people, they get talked out the table because of difficulty. Wow. See, when you start really growing and developing, you start looking at opposition as your opportunity. Once you start looking at opposition as your opportunity, because I'm an answer. Since I'm an answer, I'm called to solve a problem. Yeah. You understand? So I don't gotta maneuver or be diplomatic to the table. When you call me to the table, I'm coming to solve a particular problem. That's why you called me. I called you. You today. Understand? Yes, I called you today so that you can be Shannon. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shannon. Yes, sir. That's all I'm going to be. In the full capacity. Yes, sir. Listen, when you talked about I was thinking about Abraham and Lot, right? Yeah. So Lot was looking at the land. Yes, sir. Lot was looking at the land. Yes, sir. Abraham was looking at who he was, right? Yes, sir. So he was like, you know what? Take the choice land, Lot. Yeah. Take the choice land, Lot. Yeah. And then because Abraham knew that he was the blessing. Yes, sir. The thing is the blessing. This is not the blessing. No, yes, this is the fruit of the blessing. Yes, sir. This is just the fruit. All this is the fruit of the blessing. The podcast is the fruit of the blessing. I'm the blessing. Yes, sir. I'm the blessing. The father coach and all that. The business, the life by design coach. No. Kevin Kelly is the blessing because I'm the blessed by God. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah. You're getting me all fired up now, man. You're getting us fired up. And I believe that the people in the FCC community, that they're being blessed to understand that don't start a business, become fail-proof. Now, when you said about fail-proof or be unbreakable. Yes. Now, I had a contract that I had to go to, right? I had to go sit down and get my proposal and everything. Now, the lady already seen my proposal. So this was the third time that I even showed her some of my books already. Said the books, mailed the books and everything. So she wanted to see Kevin Kelly again. So when I was in the shower, changing clothes, Holy Spirit told me and said, listen, disconnect yourself from the outcome. Disconnect yourself from the outcome of this. So I was just coming in being Kevin. So when I went into the room, I greeted everybody, and it was like, "Hey, Kev, okay, so talk to me, Kevin." I was like, "Okay, you don't need no more talking. You already know my bio. You don't need my bio. You don't need none of this no more." Yeah. I was like, "What do you need?" Yes. Because if I can't facilitate that, I probably know somebody else I can give a phone call type of thing. So he was letting me know that I am the blessing, let me see if I fit this. Yes. Or y'all fit me. Let me see if y'all fit me. Yes. I wasn't being interviewed. Yes. I was interviewing y'all because my time, all that kind of stuff. Because of the blessing. Yes. So go ahead, man. Now you said something very powerful about Lot, and most of people, what happened is a number 2 position has great power, but when you become envious of the number 1, you become disassociated and not understanding what Lot did was because he disconnected himself from the favor. Because Abraham made it look so easy when he tried to do it. He didn't have the sustainability to do what he needed to do. And so I want to tell, sometime you might not want the weight of number one. Being a number two is powerful in getting the level of results. Second thing you said, and because we don't really study business, right? Most time people run from a salesman, but they'll listen to a consultant. Right? Because what happened is, when you're talking about what you do as coaching, it's not a product, it's consultation. What happened is, when I'm in a business deal, you selling me a product, you don't really care about my person. A consulting cares about the person. People will do business with you when they know you care about them. So part of, here come another thing, we're talking about wealth. Relationship is currency. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of times we don't invest in relationships the way that we should, and it's a part of earning. Relationships is earning. You want to be very, very careful to be good stewards over relationships, because you don't know what someone else is going to be in their life. And relationships is currency. It's a currency. Be very meticulous when you're doing business with someone, how you doing certain different things. Be very meticulous, because that's a part of the overall goal, is the currency. You understand what I'm saying? That you gotta be able to doing it when you money is the byproduct. It's not the goal.
It's fruit.
Yeah, it's not the goal. And that's why, because money can't hug you back. Money won't call you late at night. You understand? People do that. People will call you late at night. People will do that. The greatest blessing that God will ever give you is a person.
The greatest commodity.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I went to a meeting on Sunday night, and I was just talking with a lot of brothers, a lot of power hitters there, and I was invited to that meeting. So I was invited to that meeting, and I was thanking God all the way there.
Yes, sir.
Because this is a season, I want to say the last couple of weeks, I just been gratitude, just been thanking God. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for this. Thank you for that. Even the things that I'm believing him for the next 30 days, I'm in gratitude mode. Yes. So when I sat down, I sat with a meeting, and I listened to everybody introduce themselves. I'm sitting there. I just want to be humble. I just want to sit and listen. But then what rose up in me was, wow, my net worth just increased by being in this room, because I know someone here from mortgages. I know the other guy, all that, and we were there to actually solve a problem for the youth.
Yes, sir.
In the state and also in Maryland.
Yes, sir.
And I would say, wow, my net worth just increased. Relationships.
Yes. You just said something really powerful. You said that your net worth just increased, right?
By being in that room.
By being in the room. But before that happened, it was your network. When you don't know how to work your net, you can't increase your worth. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's how it is. It's your network. How do your network, right, would determine your net worth?
Yeah.
Because everything that me and you trying to do, right, it takes a company of people to do it.
Yeah, the right people.
You understand what I'm saying? And we can't do what we need to do without people helping us, right? And this is why I want to be very careful, be mindful in this season, that I believe that you got to be very careful, because who burnt you yesterday will be a blessing today.
Yeah.
Right? And we must understand too this. Anybody who sabotaged us outwardly, we first did it inwardly. Okay, most time people leave a trace and trail of who they are, but we fail to discern it because our appetite was so much greater than our character at that particular time. In this new season that you're going to go in, there's going to be some people just trusting on the same frequency. Because you don't got time to build a relationship with them anymore. You don't got time to trust them more. You got to get rid of that system, what you call trust. I got sense you. I sense you. I don't got time to trust you. I got sense you.
So you have to change your top five from time to time. Your top five.
Oh, yeah.
I always say the top five, sometimes it's top three.
Yeah.
Top five or your top three. But the people who you call when it's the worst day of your life, the people that you call when it's the best day of your life, the people that you call that just want to vent, those people are very important.
Yeah. I think that's important too. But I think that you can't have false loyalty in places that they haven't proven themselves. That don't mean just because I knew you back in third grade, I'm going to carry you over to the 12th, because what's going to happen is you're going to be a distraction with me in the future. And we have a tendency of this false loyalty, because we figure, you was there for me then. Yeah, you was there for me then, but you're not there for me now.
Well, if you helped me 5 years ago, you helped me in the jam.
Yes.
In the jam.
And I helped you back though too.
Ooh.
So it was a mutual exchange.
Yes.
Right. I always tell when it's not a good relationship because you keep bringing it back up. Once you keep on bringing it back up, right, I know that your motives weren't pure. Right. So if I ever do something for you, I just done it. Right. I don't keep on expecting you to keep on saying, you know what, I appreciate you. Listen, I done that because it's who I am. I didn't just necessarily do it for you. So we're saying like, okay, God, you love me. Right.
I like that.
Right. God, you love me. No, God is love. So you think he just responding to you? No, that's who he is.
That's his character.
That's just who he is. Integrity is who you are when no one watching you. It's just who I am. So I really didn't do anything special for you except reveal to you who I am.
Wow.
So when you leave, I'm still going to be me.
So you're watching people's identities.
Yeah.
You watch not their core values, because they can tell you their core values is but who you are at the table, that's who you are.
Correct. And I love this too, because especially when we're doing business, we're in the business situation arena. Resist the temptation to speak before asked to be spoken to. If you are at a table and most of these people on the table has a level of genius that you don't possess, your quietness will allow you to sit at a table and glean. Then you earn the respect of others. Okay? So there's a lot of business mannerism.
Yes.
That we have to learn, which is currency still.
Acumen.
Yeah. It's still currency. You know, a lot of time people bypass all that they're learning because of the paycheck.
Yeah. Wow. So you talked on my mind, my finances, now my father, the prototypes.
Yeah, that's the
prototypes, the mentors, those on in my life. So let me just share this real quick. So when I first moved down to Delaware, my father's my mentor. My father still is my mentor to this day. My father's my mentor. But then I had a business mentor in 2003. Now I went to him because I was looking at businesses, all kinds of stuff I wanted to do and everything. And I had everything on my mind. I had a list to him to show him, this is what I need help with. He's my mentor, right? And then he said, you know what? Okay, let's start with this. What he did, he started with my life. So he had me manage my life. Wow. Which included business, which included family, which included, my wife and all marriage and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I went to him on this. So he was a prototype for me. Yeah. So we as fathers are the prototype for our families, for our wives, for the children, for those of us in the community, especially those spiritual leaders, whatever. Yeah. We're the prototype for this. Sure. So can you share something about your prototype, your father or fathers?
Well, God had, the Bible said you have one father, but many teachers. I've been married for 30 years.
You can't just bypass that. Congratulations.
Yeah, my oldest, my oldest is 30. My son, she want to be 30. My son is 27. My baby girl is 25. My dad had me when he was 16 years old. I had my first child when I was 15. My son died when I was 17. So my first experience with any type of man was a hustler and men on the street. So now, giving my heart to Christ, the first man I saw was my pastor. He was very studious, and he introduced me to books.
Okay.
Helped me out a lot morally, loving one woman. Being with one woman. I never seen that before. And that was a goal for me because I didn't want to destroy my marriage by, being promiscuous. So my pastor helped me with that.
That's even in your bio.
Yeah.
Married to one woman.
Well, yes,
that
sir.
Word is there.
Yes, sir. Yeah. One woman. I never cheated. Never cheated. You understand? I told my son when I was young, I said, listen, if I never come home, it's only because I'm out of town. But every time I'm home, I'm coming home every night. It means something to me. My word means something to me that I be loyal. And one of the things, and break the stigma that's on African-American males. We're not all dogs. That's not the case at all. We have just not learned to be men, and then honing our passions. And, a unique thing, be very honest with you. I'm going to be honest.
Go ahead.
My wife taught me about money. And my wife taught me about business. A man didn't teach me that.
The two become one.
Yeah, she taught me that.
And that was part of the prototype.
Yeah, my wife taught me that, you know, a lot of different things, but I had a desire to be a man. You know, sometimes you got to humble yourself when you got a real strong desire. I had a desire to be a man, but I didn't know how to be one.
Give your wife a shout out, please.
Hey, man. Shout out to my wife, Nikki McNeil. Love you, babe.
Thank you. We got to give her.
I've been with her since I was 15.
Man, that's amazing.
Yeah, we've been together almost 36 years.
See, this is reforming the image of manhood and fatherhood, because we're giving society, we're giving YouTube,
correct.
We're giving society another view.
Correct.
We're giving them something else, correct, to feed off. But go ahead.
Correct. But one of the things, though, I struggle with being a father, because I was a street guy and I was trying to raise my son not to be street. So I was trying to pay attention, do this, do that. So one day my wife said, why are you training him for a lifestyle that he won't have? It made so much sense to me, right? And then I got a little older and my son said to me, this is real talk. He got older. He said, Dad, he said, I ain't like you too much. He said, you was mean, right? I said, son, I wasn't mean. I was scared. Wow. I raised you in fear.
Wow.
I said, when I was having you, I was just coming off of probation. I was just getting out of jail. I was just trying to learn how to be a man, going to school. I was scared. So it wasn't the fact that I was mean. I was afraid.
You didn't want him to.
Yes,
I was afraid that he was going to walk down the same path.
Correct. I was afraid to be a man because I never knew what one looked like.
And I think that's the being afraid and still walking that out. I believe that you were the great prototype.
Correct.
For him.
Correct.
The blueprint for him, what not to do, what to do, and you were still kind of working it out.
Correct. I'm a better second half dad than the first half because I'm sober now. One of the things that take away being a fatherhood, that's why you got to have some type of sense of economics flourishing, because it takes the tension from the home. You understand? You're not clear-minded when you're in poverty. So a lot of times I'm better a second half dad because it's no longer in poverty, man. Poverty makes you angry. Poverty brings tension inside the home. Poverty doesn't give your children options and choices. And so that's why I'm a better second half dad, because my economics got better. So I had the pressure of doing this, the pressure of doing this. I could have serious conversations because it's no longer having need the money. So now there's other conversations outside of money. So now I can say, well, how you doing today? What's going on today? Yeah. Because wealth gives you choices.
Yeah, I love this.
Yes, it really does. It gives you options.
I really appreciate you coming today. And I want you to share some of the economics. I want you to share some of the things that whatever you feel comfortable on sharing. But thank you for coming and sharing your heart. But I want you to talk about some of the economic piece that you were just sharing. What does it look like for you in your life? Was it multi-level marketing? Whether it's multiple streams of income, houses, what is it? I
think number one, if I would give you some advice, get your credit together.
Okay.
Get your credit together. That's the number one thing. Invest in your credit, and don't be afraid to address your credit, because everything is negotiable. Okay, find out where you starting at. Okay. It might be a 520, it might be a 545. You get around 620, you can buy a house. So we can do business. Don't be afraid of it. Okay. Other words, I'm saying this too. Always negotiate over your life. I don't care what Equifax, Experience, or TransUnion. You can dispute anything. Okay. And just because your credit is bad today don't mean it's going to be bad tomorrow. I need you to sacrifice and make some investments. Okay. Also, stay away from, credit card hacks. Anytime you hear this word hack, stay away from that, because credit cards or getting your credit together is not a hack. It's a transition. Stay away from that type of terminology. I'm going to hack it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. No, you're going to be legit, and you're going to take it one step at a time. Give yourself a full year of working on your credit. It might not look like something is changing outwardly, because something first is changing inwardly, because now you checking it. Now you monitor it. I want to bring up my name so I can do business through my name. So what I say to myself is, I might start off with Capital One. Capital One is a prime credit card. It's really for bad credit from like 520s to 645s. It's good. I can start there, but I want to start getting myself together. I'm gonna go from Capital One. I'm gonna go over to Discover. Okay, I'm gonna get 2 of them at the same time. I'm gonna get Discover. I'm gonna start moving. Once I start doing that, I'm gonna go into American Express. What am I doing? I am managing others people's money while investing in my name. I am managing other people's money while investing in my name.
So you can have a good name.
Yeah, you do that about a year and a half, and things start skyrocketing. Once I get my name correct, then I'm gonna start making investments. Wow! Don't invest with bad name.
Ooh.
Invest, you know when it's time to invest because your name is good. And check this out. You sacrifice so much, right? Now God can transform your money because you presented yourself a sacrifice first.
You can blow it up.
Yeah, because the sacrifice.
Because the sacrifice, what we talked about before. I always talk about this for years when I'm doing husbands or premarital counsel for men and women. For men and women, I always look to the man and say, okay, what can she get with your name?
Yes.
What can she get with your name?
Yes.
If she can't get nothing, if you got to get something with her name, you might want to hold off yet and get, stay in that apartment and build your name up. Correct. Do just what he said.
Correct.
That is so powerful.
Correct. And I'm going to tell you another thing, never do. Never invest in some people's opinion because it's a fact you'll lose your money. So you'll see people that tell you do this, and do this, right? But they don't got no results.
No fruit.
You understand what I mean? And so that's why you can't be so hungry for money before you invest in your name, right? Because education is key. And we got a lot of YouTube millionaires, but they don't got the millions.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So never invest your money in someone's opinion because it's a fact you'll lose your money.
You lose your money every time.
Every single time.
Every time.
Every single time.
Every time. I'm researching people I listen to, people I watch, and people who come around me.
Correct.
I'm watching them. I'm watching them. I'm studying them.
Correct.
Because in this season of my life, not only that, I have family, ministry, business, whatever.
Correct.
I'm careful who I bring into those circles.
Correct.
I can minister, we can serve you type of thing. Correct. But once you start coming here, you talking about collaborating, stuff like that. Like, I'm watching you. Okay, let me see what you said. Before I even joined any organization, before I collaborate, there was an organization that I joined in 2016. And I looked at their website. And I said, oh, okay, their core values is good. Before I even think about just engaging with them, I want to make sure that my core values align with theirs or theirs align with mine. So when their core values align with mine, then I thought about, well, if I got time, I'll go to a meeting.
Correct.
Because I know I was the blessing.
Correct.
In 2016, I knew I was a blessing. So when I went there, then I started to discern. And the only way you're going to discern is when you have information, data.
Yeah.
You need data to discern. Yeah. Not just of how I feel. I feel. No. You need data.
Yeah.
You need data. You need understanding. You need the knowledge you're talking about. And I just see if you're walking in that power that all this, you see everything you said. Let me see if this is it? Okay, he got that. All right. Well, let's see. Let's talk. Now let's talk. Yeah. Let's see if you got character type of thing.
I think also because we're not used to being successful, we will enter to almost being afraid. When your frequency channel change and your program channel change, right? You start being connected to different channels because that's what channel you're on, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of time our culture, we like FM because FM is entertainment, but we don't like AM because that's information.
And the sound too.
Yeah, it's totally different. And so what happened is when you start giving yourself to a particular thought, everything around start pulling you towards it, right? So you got to be very careful, y'all, man. Especially our culture is very distrustful. We think everybody running the game on them, right? You got to get rid of that in success because you'll miss your opportunity. Okay. Because you'll bring that distrust to the table. See, we have this tendency also with our culture, like we don't smile, we don't engage because we doing so much reading at the table. This ain't for that. Okay. You understand? That's where faith comes in, this ain't for that. This is a table of success. Rich people smile.
I like this.
Healthy people smile.
Let me see this.
Yeah. We grateful. You said something earlier, right? And this is why I love what you said because everybody don't talk like this. You said the law of gratitude, right? Most grateful people operate at increase. Most poor people are depressed. Most sick people are depressed. If they would change their attitude, they'll change their altitude. So it's important for me in my inner circle. You can't be all upset, disgruntled. You can't be like, oh man, if it ain't this, if it ain't that, it's one thing or another. You cheated somehow to get in my table.
Ooh.
That somehow you got here, you wasn't allowed to get here because I don't talk like that privately. And what happened is bad company corrupts good morals. So all of a sudden I'm negative because a frequency around me got negative. You understand what I'm saying? So it's the same thing, right? Say this was a remote control, to the TV, right? A remote control. I have no clue the frequency channel, how in the remote control, when I tap it, I can't tell you the technicality of why is it changing the channel. I can't tell you that. I just know when I push move up, it turns to sports. If I push this, it turns to Netflix. It means through this remote control, I can control what I watch. My mouth does that.
Yeah.
So when I'm tired of being broke, I can change the channel to a rich channel. When I'm tired of being sick, I can change the channel. That's all I need to do because my mouth changes channels. So I have to be very careful. I don't bring the wrong channel, so I have to have a different station.
Wow.
All right.
What did you say on Sunday?
Huh?
You said something on Sunday about had to be something with words, I believe.
Okay.
I was watching because I was like, well, and I forgot it already. But it was something.
You live at the level of your mouth.
Yes.
Yeah, you live at the level of your mouth. I'm big on that, man. Nothing in my life changes till I make confessions first.
Confessions.
Yeah, confession leads to possession. There's nothing in my life changing until I confess it first. In my bag right now, I got a check. I've written myself for 10 million. Right. So what you think? So what you think is this going to happen by happenstance, right? Yeah. So God says, call those things
that be not,
right? So faith cometh, right, by hearing. How faith gonna come if I ain't saying nothing? How healing gonna come if I ain't saying nothing? If I want my wife's attention, I can't think her into the room. I gotta say, hey babe, when she hear her name, she come.
Yes.
When my children hear their name, she come. So maybe poverty keep coming to you because you keep calling its name.
You keep calling its name.
Right? So I have to be disciplined over my speech because what I say.
Discipline. That's been a big word here. That's been a big word actually in our household.
Yes.
Oh, for the whole month or so.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but the whole month of January, we're talking about discipline and the disciplined disciple type of thing. But the deal is being grateful for the next 30 days. For the next 30 days, there's 5 things that I'm focused on for the next 30 days. I'm not going to share that here, but that's personal. But I'm thanking, I'm grateful for those 5 things because as soon as I turn my heart towards it, just like you said, the frequency was coming, the phone calls coming, all this. I mean, the meeting from this past Sunday on your stuff coming, all these things is lining up, and I'm like, man, and it's funny, all these things happen after I left my job in January 10th. I don't know why I said it out there, but I just said it for faith.
Yeah.
I mean, everything was already lined up. I'm the planner.
Yes,
so I have everything planned. So I know when to have faith for something, right? But then now it's like, wow, this is a different phone call. This is a different Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
This is a different invitation. Now they want me to come. I got to go to Middletown for this one.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is good. This is good. I only know one guy in the room. Okay, let's see what's going on. What's happening.
Yeah, because you very intelligent and you're very in tune in the season of what you're doing. You're very intentional, and we need to hear you. And I heard you say earlier that there's so many coaches, but ain't no coach like you. Nobody got your DNA.
Right.
Nobody got your fingerprint. You know what I mean? You are God's workmanship. You something that break the mold. Can't nobody beat you at being you. We only struggle being someone else.
Yeah.
Man, if somebody call me to be me, man, can't nobody beat me being me.
It can't be.
You know what I mean? But see what happened is we don't give ourselves to be great at who we are because we too mimicking someone else. Your whole life, man, is changing. When we saw each other the other day and I saw you at the Urban Kitchen. I saw you at Urban Kitchen.
Yep.
I saw you in a couple of things. Then I'm saying, hold on, this is something else now. I don't just run in people by accident. Right. So then I had to investigate what's transpiring, right? So then we talked the other day and we start talking about some re-entry programs and different things that I'm working on and then you working on. So then it's a collaboration because now we on each other's frequency, right? So this is what the Bible said. How can 2 walk together unless they agree? Then he says this, whatever you and I agree on, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Right? That's the law of agreement. That's agreement.
Matthew 18.
Everything that me and my wife ever talk about, we always get. So here it is. The biggest fight, right, is not attainment. The biggest fight is agreement.
It's agreement.
Once we come into agreement, we become unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
You understand what I'm saying? We become unstoppable. There's nothing, man, we can't do, man. That's a mindset, and I believe it, right? Anything I tell myself, if I don't do nothing, if I tell myself I'm going to do something, I do it, right? Because I believe that you can't get to the big thing by automatic. That's the small steps, right? So if I tell myself tomorrow I'm getting up at 3 a.m., my body believes it so much.
Yep.
It'll wake up at 2:30.
Yep.
Right? I have to be very careful when I tell myself because it believes my words. You understand? So I got this a small little thing, right? A small little thing I do.
Okay.
Right? I never go to sleep with dishes in my sink.
Yeah.
I don't care how tired I am.
I like that.
I don't care how tired I am. I'm going to wash those dishes in that sink. Right? Because I made a promise to myself never to go to sleep to do that, right? If I break my word with dishes, I break my word with money. If I break my word with money, I break my word with my children. It's a small thing. It's not the big thing. So we asking why you can't keep your word, because you're trying to keep a big word that you ain't know how to keep a small word. So my word is everything. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's my word is everything.
This.
If I tell you anything, if I say it, you can bank it.
Yeah. Yeah. Even something as small as
I was gonna say God, but people might can't handle that. Might have been too deep for them.
they can't handle that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they can't handle.
I'm not saying that I am God, but I say that just like God honors His word, I honor mine. That's where I learned it from.
I believe I am God.
Yes, sir.
I believe I'm little G God.
Yes. Oh, yeah. The Bible says in Psalms 82. I didn't know we could go there. So
we can go there.
All
We're
right,
This is
all
not
right.
church, but
Yeah.
we're men.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
if I'm the
I
blessed, you're the
definitely believe I'm a
blessed.
little
We're
G.
men, and people
Yeah,
watching this,
yeah.
they are men.
I believe that
women too.
wholeheartedly. We're paragons.
Exactly.
We're half human and half divine. I believe it.
Exactly.
I believe that wholeheartedly.
Why should the nation of Islam be the only ones that say that they're gods?
Yeah. Yeah.
If we got Jesus,
Yeah.
I believe I'm God.
Yeah. And that word God means ruler.
Exactly.
It means ruler. That's ultimately what I'm
And
saying.
if I'm a prototype,
yes, sir.
I'm a
Yes, sir.
prototype.
You are His son.
And I'm creating.
Yeah, in His image.
I don't even use words. We here now, so we're gonna line it down anyway in a second, right? But anyway, we're gonna use words, right? But the thing is, talking is not really for communication.
Yeah.
Talking is for creation.
Yes, sir.
It's for creating things. So I have to be intentional what I say.
Correct.
Because especially you just said, right, our skin, right? That's
Correct.
the skin in our body.
Correct.
This is the biggest organ that we have,
Yeah.
and it believes what we say.
It does.
It believes what we say. So if I'm saying I'm sick, if I'm saying I'm tired, you just made yourself tired.
And you notice that when people have invested so much negativity, right, it manifests quickly because you've been believed in it so much. And so what happened is you're going to change your frequency. You're going to have to intentionally speak, certain different things. And that's what I do all the time. I always got sayings around me. I always got words around me because I understand nothing changes in what I see into what I say. Right. And I'm all right. Right. I'm all right when I'm investing in my words and it don't come out overnight, because I understand it's going to be first the character, then the results.
Yeah.
See, one thing about me, right, is this is why I love pit bulls. I love pit bulls, number one, because they don't bark a lot in their pain endurance. They have a tolerance. They have a high tolerance for pain, right? And if you're going to be successful and you're going to change your mindset, you're going to change your image, you're going to be all that, then you're going to have to have some tolerance.
Yeah.
Because ain't nothing that you're going to want is going to happen tomorrow.
You got sacrifice.
You're going to have some stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So if quitting's already an option, don't start. Don't start, because there's going to be so much opposition to take you out of position. It's going to be easy to quit.
Well, you could start. How about this? Let's let them start.
Yes.
Just get yourself a mentor and hold yourself accountable.
Yes.
To that.
Yes.
You got any products?
Huh?
You have any products?
I'm working on a lot of different things.
Anything online, ebooks, anything?
Not at this time.
Okay.
It's in the process. I got a lot of stuff going on right now. I'm really giving myself into this year. Is our real estate. I have McNeil Generations LLC. We deal with affordable housing. So that's where my focus is on that. Let me say this, and I'm not making excuses for the product. My thought is evolving.
Okay.
If I was to pin something down now, right, and my thought is still processing it, right? I'm prematurely writing something that my thought is evolving. So my perception.
Maserot wrote a book years ago, and once he shifted from that mindset, he stopped production on that printing.
Yeah.
So my first book was on time dominion. Time dominion. It was the first ebook on time dominion, and it's a time management book, life management book, right? And the funny thing is, but I need to do a revision to that because I think differently now.
So much different.
I mean, I've grown. I've grown, but I believe that it's still good for the kids and stuff like that. But I don't think like that now. I'm like 10 times that now. That type of thing.
And I got so much stuff that I just never produced, and not even the fact that I'm lazy. I didn't get the okay.
Really?
You understand? I want God. It's important to me that God breathe in it. And it's going back to this prayer of Jabez. He says his mom named him Sorrow. She named him after his pain. He asked God, bless me indeed. And he said, don't let it hurt me. Right? He said, I don't want this to be painful. I want to speak to somebody right here. This next level you turn, right? Don't be afraid to start, because it's not going to hurt you. You investing in this next time multi-million-dollar thing, it's not going to take a part of your time. It's going to be more easier than you think it's going to be. You have been preparing a long time for the moment that you are in right now. Only thing I need you to do is give yourself a chance and an opportunity to become what God already know you can become. Stop allowing this past fear and this past failure dictate to your movement. You was born to succeed. You was born to be on top. You need to be in this place called change and opportunity, because there's something in you that's going to change the world. And it's not by coincidence that you're tuning into this podcast right now. You had to turn here. You was demanded to turn here. This wasn't no accident. It is a divine mandate. Accept your change, and it's coming. It is going to come fast. I felt that.
I agree. How could two walk together except they be agreed? Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. How can the people connect with you?
Man, they can connect with us on VLC is our church. We have an app, VLC app. Victorious Life Church is where we on Facebook. That's why you can get in contact with us. I'm working on a couple little different things with McNeil Ministries, but I'm trying to update that. But you can contact the ministry, and it's a great ministry. We 60% millennial, 70% millennial, 70%.
That's amazing.
Yes, 70%.
You're speaking to the next generation.
Yeah. Oh man, they keep me running.
Even though you're still building, you're still establishing, but you're also passing the baton.
Oh yeah. I listen to them. You know what I try to do? They don't need hype. They need fatherhood.
Fatherhood.
Hey, that's what I give them. I give them fatherhood. I get guys right off the street.
The hell?
I get them. I don't care where they come from. I don't care where they've been at. I don't care about anything. All that. They struggle with their sexuality. They struggle with this. They got so many different struggles. You don't even name it. I don't even. You know what I mean? I start right where we can. We'll work our way through it.
Let's work our way through it.
We'll work our way through any particular process, because it's called discipleship. Man, I'm not scared to get my hands dirty.
Shepherds smell like the sheep.
Yeah, you understand?
Shepherds smell like the sheep.
And there's certain things that you'll give up for love that you won't give up for any type of different things.
Love. Love. Love.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for spending time with us. Thank you for spending time. We want to thank Pastor Shannon McNeil for his time today. It was so powerful. I mean, we could go on. We can go on and on. There's so much. I want to lob so much balls so we can go dunk it. So we can dunk it in here. But I want to thank everybody for your time. Yeah. Thank you for sharing your time with us. And please subscribe, comment, reach out to Pastor Shannon McNeil. Those who are in the area of Wilmington and this whole New Castle area, reach out to him, please. And again, we'll see you soon. Thank you for joining the Father's Coach podcast. Shalom.